Hey folks, Wilfie here. I hate doing videos like this because it's just stupid internet drama and I I'm torn. I don't think I want to be one of those kinds of YouTubers, but I just have to weigh in on just one thing. And the only reason I'm doing it is because it touches on, I think, probably the biggest underlying problem that modern social justice types are responsible for. And it's the entire reason why they get so aggressive, so angry, and so destructive towards other people. They lash out whenever they're angry, and there's a reason for it. And this gets to the heart of it. Incidentally, I'm sorry for the wobbly camera. I am recording this with my phone because OBS is being a jerk and it hurts my feelings. I'm better now. So, back to the topic at hand. A brand new video game has just been released by CD Projekt Red called Cyberpunk 2077. By what are you doing, cat? Okay, good. By all estimations from people who actually matter, you know, people who play games, um, it seems like it's a really very buggy game, which pretty much any AAA title is buggy out of the start gate these days. It's kind of sad. Um, and it's fairly good. It's not not earth shattering. So I guess it's not amazing, and it's also not complete dog shit. So good job, CD Projekt Red. This game's been hyped up for 8 years, and they finally release it. And yeah, there's some complaints about it here and there, but it seems like it's doing well. It's not really my thing. I'm probably not going to be live streaming it or anything. Because that whole, I mean, I get Cyberpunk. I don't think the game doesn't look very good to me. I'll be honest, but that doesn't matter. I haven't played the game. My opinion doesn't matter. Don't listen to me. And I've got the balls to admit that. So I'm already up. I've got one leg up over these jackasses that I'm going to talk about next. So, um, the reviews for the game have been universally good. Good old payola in action. With two exceptions. And one review site gave it a 6 out of 10, and another one gave it a 7 out of 10. I'm not going to bother naming names because these stupid, whiny brats complain that, oh, that's targeted harassment, blah, 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 blah. Like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to name names. You know who you are, and you can kiss this finger of mine. It's a nice finger. It's the longest finger I have, and I will not be putting it inside you, you ugly skanks. Um, well, bye-bye monetization. So, somebody posted, and I'm not even going to say who posted the criticism of the criticism. Very meta. OBS finally gave up the ghost. I've been waiting for it to die for like 5 minutes. Up yours, stupid technology. So, right. A YouTuber posted a video openly laughing at and mocking these idiots for their very poor coverage of the game. And before you get into an argument that, oh, well, that's just subjective, no. One of the reviewers, the one that gave it, I think, a 7 out of 10, openly admitted that she never played most of the game and deliberately skipped a whole bunch of features in the game and basically all the stuff that makes it an RPG. So, despite claiming to work 70 hours a week, including this last week, to review the game, she doesn't seem to have actually played it. So, this guy pointed that out, and naturally, what is the response? We know the response. This is gaming journalism. We know they're hacks. We know they don't know their ass from their elbows. And their response to pretty much any criticism is always the same. This is targeted harassment. You are threatening us, or you're threatening me. You're attacking me because I'm a woman. And, there's a whole rant that can go into that. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to say this. I know that this stupid broad will never watch this video because I'm a nobody and this won't gain any traction because nothing I post ever does. Except for that Wake Up Now stuff. That shit was great. But anyway, I'm not going to go down that stupid pseudo-logical thinking of trying to refute the claim that a simple criticism is targeted harassment because it's horseshit and everyone knows it. I'm just going to say this instead. Just stop. You did something shitty, you got caught, and people are saying bad. Take the lumps and move on. Seriously, you're not a victim. You're a shithead. You're bad. You did a bad thing, and you're bad for doing it. So stop doing that. Be better. Isn't that one of the new SJW mantras? Be better. Well, fucking do it. If you want to complain about a video game and how awful it is, please consider all of the opportunities that playing it first might give you in terms of reviewing the game adequately. I don't really hold out much hope for this because the idiot in question also apparently reviewed some old Pokemon game and complained that there was too much water. I'm not even sure what that means because I've never played the Pokemon series. But I don't think people even complained about the water temple in Ocarina of Time having too much water. Too much switching between those fucking boots, but not too much water, because that complaint makes my head hurt, and I'm going to stop thinking about it and just call her stupid. And the other plea I have that it is going to fall on deaf ears is, oh my God, it is not because you're a woman, you insipidly stupid person. This has nothing to do with your pussy pass. You don't get a pussy pass for this. You're any guy that did something this stupid would also get called out for it. Your genital configuration, as almost always, is completely irrelevant to the discussion. No one cares. No one. And this, I want to say it makes me angry, but it doesn't. My reaction to this kind of thing now is just, I'm sick of it. I'm just so tired of it. And I hate these people for changing my attitude about all this stuff. Just 5 short years ago, I would actually be sympathetic towards, complaints from women. Oh, I get harassed online. And BLM might have been more appealing to me or convincing to me. That, oh yeah, cops are racist and they mess us up too much. But it just never stops. This woman has never even considered the possibility for a moment that maybe she's just wrong about something. Just a little. It's not the end of the world to be wrong. I fuck up all the time. The difference is I own up to it and I fix it. And, life goes on. And my peers respect me for that. Because, here's a secret. We all screw up. All of us do. But this is just so strange how this subset of people have managed to implant themselves and infest pretty much every avenue of communication. And they paint this picture that they're these horribly victimized and sorrowful and pitiable people who are just beset upon on all sides by the unruly mob of sexist, pig, rapist, murdering, Nazi uh, dog kickers or something. I don't know. I don't even know who they're railing against anymore. Because fucking everybody's an enemy. With Biden winning the election, for some definition, for some definitions of winning, um, we'll leave that one alone though. Um, People have predicted for the past month or so that with Trump out of the way, or Trump out of the picture, these groups are going to just completely collapse because they've spent 4.5 years just screaming about Orange Man bad, and that's going to be going away now. And without a common enemy to rally behind, or to rally against, rather, these people are just going to go nuts on trying to win the oppression Olympics. And we're seeing that. They're very off message. I mean, have you heard much from BLM lately? Like in the last month, or Antifa, the riots and all that. Notice how it's all calmed down. Interesting, isn't it? It's almost as if they were, you know, deployed and used strategically, and they weren't really grassroots or a natural development of any kind. I digress. The reason I'm bringing all that up is that you can already start to see the whole thing crumbling. These people don't. They're off message. It's not even clear anymore who the bad guy is. Who are they fighting? Who are they mad about? What's the fix? You know, what are they? They're upset about something. So whose fault is it? And I can't really tell you. They're so busy screaming about, oh, this is sexism, and I'm, you know, you're criticizing me because I'm a woman, and blah 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 blah. Who? Who even mentioned your vagina? No one even said that. Nobody said this review is bad because it came from a woman. They're saying it's bad because it came from a person who didn't play the game they were supposed to be reviewing. And see, that's the natural inclination. You hear something that's stupid and you want to try to talk your way through it to try to convince the dipshit that's complaining about being criticized, like you can reason with them, as if that'll ever work. It won't. The only way for this stupid bint to ever learn her lesson is for her to get fired, or otherwise lose her job, ideally by the companies involved going out of business, because that would just be a delight. Because gaming journalism can't die fast enough. But the only way that idiots like her will ever learn that the world is just not prepared to deal with her bullshit is to lose her job and be forced to try to do something productive. Be a contributing member of society who has something to give the rest of us other than whining and railing and ranting about sexism, racism, all sorts of isms and phobias. In other words, toss the liberal arts degree and go do something useful. Go be a plumber's apprentice for a few years and come clean out my toilets. Or scrape out my plumbing. That sounds even worse. Don't do that, please. Seriously, go be an electrician's apprentice. Go learn a trade and be productive. Do something useful. And she won't, of course, ever do that unless she's forced to. And the best way to force that is to continue what we're doing. Just ignore these gaming journalism sites, except to mock them and laugh at them. I mean, nobody takes them seriously anymore. I mean, do you actually read any reviews for games published by websites before you just go buy them yourself or try them? Or do you just go to a YouTube video of someone made by somebody you trust and watch them play it and describe what they like and don't like? If you do look at reviews, are they just the reviews that other players have written on places like Steam or Metacritic? Which is a joke, by the way. Metacritic is garbage. They mostly because they they try to work and they fudge the numbers is basically what they do. They don't let users submit reviews until a few days after the game's release, so as not to interfere with its first few days of sales. It's just so openly scummy. It's, it's like the Better Business Bureau scam, if you're at all familiar with that. Anyway, so I'm getting off track here. But a person like her is never going to learn until she is just ignored. And until her... I'm not saying she has to be deplatformed. I'm saying that her platform needs to go away. And that's slightly different. I don't care if she talks. It'd just be nice if she didn't have the air of authority that being associated with a gaming journalism site gives. And that ain't much. But, my impassioned plea is going to fall on deaf ears anyway. It's just, you fucked up, dude. Just admit it. Just accept it and move on. And next time you review a game, don't whine about how the zombies are all white and not black. And I'm not kidding. That's something she whined about. Don't skip over playing the game and then complain that it's boring. And get like floaties or something, so you're not afraid of water. I don't even get what too much water means in the context of the game review. I'm not going to read it because I don't care, and I'm allergic to stupid, and I think if I read that article, I would probably spend all night sneezing. And I don't like that. It really wrecks your night. So, that's it. I could complain about this. There are so many examples of this kind of stupidity. Like Dean Takahashi and his really embarrassing Cuphead gameplay, where he spent 20 minutes trying to beat the goddamn tutorial, and then complained about how lousy the game really is and how hard it is. It's just... And he's supposedly a veteran, a video game veteran. And, there's just countless examples like that. And you could go on for days about it, and tons of YouTubers do. I'm not going to do that. I just wanted one time to come out and say this, that just stop. When somebody criticizes you for something, it's not because of your skin color or your genitals or your political affiliation. It's because they're complaining about what you did or what you said. This equally infuriates me when I see a video of a black person being arrested for doing something stupid or breaking the law. I mean, who cares about that, right? And the first thing they say is, "Oh, you're just being racist." Like, no, I'm arresting a drunk driver. And it kind of upsets me that we don't call that out each and every time it happens, because it just keeps getting worse. Women do it. "Oh, you're just picking on a girl." Black people do it. "Oh, you're just doing that because I'm black." Jews call pretty much everything anti-Semitic these days. So I think there's even some numbers they're afraid of, which is just some surreal shit. And I just, I don't know, I'm staying away from the whole Jew thing. That's down that road lies madness. And they got way more money than I do. But guys, you can't constantly get away with absolving your sins by claiming membership in some imagined minority. It doesn't work. At some point, you have to be accountable for what you do and what you say. And, maybe that only makes sense to people like me because I'm straight, white, male, blonde hair, blue-eyed, and I have lived my entire life being held accountable for the things I say and do. So it just comes natural to me that, there is no get-out-of-jail-free card for me. If I screw up, there's an expectation that I'm going to get caught or called out for it, and I'm going to be expected to fix it or do better next time or whatever. you know, it would probably crack up a cop if I got pulled over and he, you know, wants to pull me out of my car because he wants to do a sobriety test or whatever. And I, you know, look at him and say, "You're just doing this because I'm white." I mean, I imagine I could get a black officer to laugh at that because they've heard that shit so many times with the other color, of course. But it has to stop. This victim culture is just pathetic, and it's not achieving anything. Like, what was it? This is what, 2020, and yeah, 50 years ago, we landed on the fucking moon. I think I've made this point before. 50 years ago, we actually decided, no, more than 50 years ago we decided to do it, but 50 years ago we actually achieved it. We strapped our asses to a goddamn rocket, lit the candle, flew our asses all the way to the moon, landed on it, picked up rocks on it, played golf on it, drove a little buggy around on it, carved up some rocks, brought them back with us. And we stood there and fucked around on the moon for a few days, or a few hours, several times. Then we got back on our spaceship, launched back up, met with the bigger spaceship we came on, and flew our happy asses back to Earth, where we safely landed and lived to tell the tale. We've got moon rocks because we went up there and got them. We can't do that today. All the smart people are dead, or too afraid to speak up because they might be labeled sexist or racist or, I don't know, phobophobic or some shit. I don't even know anymore. Instead, we have people worrying about pronouns, and nothing's my fault because I'm a girl, or nothing's my fault because I'm black. And this is what we're left with. We're left with private companies, and really just one. I think it's just SpaceX now, because Boeing is kind of shitting the bed, as far as I know. But SpaceX is really the only company left in America that's pursuing a manned space program anymore. We simply don't have the capacity for innovation that we did 50 years ago. And it's because there's too many danger hares and too many self-proclaimed victims. They're worthless. They don't do anything. They're not bright. They don't contribute anything meaningful to society. And it's just depressing. But, yeah. That's all I had. I won't make too many. Really, I don't think I'm going to make any more of these ranting videos about this topic, because it's just all so tiresome, and it never changes. It never seems to get any better. The only time we make any headway against it is when we just laugh at them and ignore them, and get on with doing shit we're interested in instead, like playing the game. The best thing, the good news is, as always, the shrieking assholes, I won't say harpies, because I know a good harpy, and she's actually doing a pretty good job. Shout out to Mecha Random, by the way. Hello. And so, yeah, these imbeciles that make lots of noise, they're not really having any real-world effects. The game's sales are doing really well. I guess it sold faster than The Witcher 3 when it came out. So it's apparently turned profitable within days of launch. So, you know, good news. Good job, CD Projekt Red. And, you know, I wish you success. Good job, guys. And people are enjoying the game, despite some idiot woman who hasn't played it deciding that she didn't like it. And that's probably why the journalists are so freaked out and screeching so much about victimhood, because they know their day is coming, and their day of irrelevance. I'm not saying they should, you know, suffer any harm. They shouldn't. They should just be exposed to reality a little bit, because that's really the most painful thing for some people. But, yeah, so I don't know if the game's any good or not. I don't think it's for me, but that doesn't mean anything. I haven't played it, so what do I know? Go watch some YouTube videos. Watch people that you enjoy playing games. Play that game. See if you like it. And if you do, go fucking buy it. And who cares what these idiot reviewers say? Because they're usually full of shit. And when you tell them they're full of shit, they start belly aching and whining about their victimhood, which proves they're full of shit. So, as always, suck it, journalists. And for the rest of you, thanks for watching and have a great night.